Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself upstairs on the show this evening. It's my mucker Albert and our Southside. Evening, gentlemen.
Hey, mate, Troops, how are you used to?
I'm good, mate. I'm good.
Aye, good evening. Good to be on me, Albert, and your good self. If I can hear you through all the fireworks that's going off out there. I'll give a shout out to all the troops on the YouTube channel. They're in there nice and early, and also people listening in on the Facebook. Good evening.
Here's one for you, boys. Do you know up to 1959 it was illegal to celebrate Guy Fawkes Night?
Did not.
There you go, huh? Yeah, your every day's a school day. How are you, Albert?
I'm all right, mate. I'm actually all right. I've been listening to the usual rhetoric throughout the football world. And it's all about the Rangers. It's always about the Rangers, mate.
Yes. And how's Southside? How is one, mate? Listen, myself and Albert have been on. Look, a lot of people will be interested in your thoughts on Sunday, mate. So, if you don't mind, we'll let you start and then we'll go straight to the tune, Albert.
I'll say something, right? See, if you're going to print something in the newspapers, right, you're going to run a story about Rangers, then you'd be better getting the facts 100% correct.
What you get on about, mate? Explain.
There's a story in the Evening Times about the boy who took unwell, which wasn't far away from me at the game on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And the headline is Rangers fans attack paramedic, right? And they also claim that it took them 2 minutes to get to the person, which is a lot of nonsense. Anybody that was round about that gentleman, anybody round about that's in the stadium could clearly tell that the paramedics and that were not at that gentleman within 2 minutes. So Francis Rosemary Lewis is going to write a story in the Evening Times. She should get her facts 100% correct before she starts putting it into print.
Who was that that wrote the story, mate?
Rosemary Lewis wrote the story.
Right. Rosemary, she might not be on there tonight, mate. She might.
If she does, hope she phones in. We can have a blather with her, but unfortunate for us, she's probably no chance. But if you're going to print a story, make sure you get the facts right 100%. And I'll tell you what.
Are you telling me, Southside, you've been an educated man and me not, yeah? Yeah? Are you telling me there's a narrative in our press try to change the story away from what's happening to try and turn look the other way, yeah?
That's what it looks like, mate. It's scandalous, you know.
How cynical was he, Albert? What do you think?
It's not happened before. I mean, this is unused stuff to me, this. Try to deflect away from the actual main corruption of the football and all that. You know what I mean? So, it's surprising. Are you sure you got that right, Southside?
That people are trying to deflect and come up with another story? Wow. I can imagine that'll happen. No, the one that got me, Southside. When they compared the Kemar Roof incident when he kicked the boy in the head and tried to bring that in. The Rangers appealed the lengthy suspension. Not once did that. And I looked back and I listened, just out of curiosity. Not one of us said it was their red card. Yeah. We know he never meant it. He was going for the ball, but it's still a red card all day long. So they brought that up to try and look at that. I think somewhere I read that they brought up a tackle that Alan McCoy did. I couldn't believe it.
It's shocking. It's shocking in the aftermath, you know. Try to deflect away from some facts and stats, you know.
I've got I've got some trivia for you three. You two, sorry. And maybe Bridge might be on ways if he can join us. He's up for a bit of trivia.
Go for it, mate.
Okay, right. I want to run by the three incidents, and I just want to tell you if you can, if you put your hand up first, yeah, you can go first, right? So, three incidents I want to run by you, yeah. Diamondi's red card versus Dundee United. Nicol Raskin's goal that was chopped off at Easter Road when it was clear over the line. And Trustee's red card Celtic FC incident that wasn't given on Sunday. A prize if you can get the common denominator. Oh, Albert first up with a hand. Albert.
How quick was that? How quick was that? A wee man called Walsh, or Walsh, or is that his name? What is his name? Is it Walsh or Welsh?
Yes. Southside. If you were really actually looking at the decisions in the whole football world time, they're in weeks, mate. Yeah, that's in pretty much a year, innit? Yeah. And that guy's decisions, mate. Help me out.
Policemen putting them in to officiate certain games. And yeah, that he's totally incompetent, but he's already been sent to a VAR review and still couldn't get the right decision, still chose to keep the red card on Diamondi when everybody could see that it wasn't a red card and he was asked to go to the monitor. And now I believe he spoke to James Tavernier, who said that it wasn't enough, it wasn't hard enough. He kicked him on the head basically to give him a red card. So you're allowed to obviously put your foot onto somebody's head with little contact these days, and you'll get a yellow card, according to Mr. Walsh, for what Tav said when he spoke to him on the park. It's just disgraceful, mate. It's shocking. It's shocking. I honestly thought when they brought VAR in, because I was there. I've been see for years, Ox, you know, I used to think things even their sell out, right? Well, I've watched it for many a time. You used to think, no, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't, right? And I thought when VAR came in, then it would probably make it a bit better. But they're still blatantly doing it when they've got VAR. You know, it's still blatantly happening. And VAR's there to help and assist. And
I heard somebody saying that they should do away with VAR. It's not VAR's fault. It's the people who are operating VAR, isn't it? I think you agree with that one. It's nothing to do with the actual equipment itself. It's you get clowns operating it. But here's a question. I want to ask the question or an agreement and see your thing. I've listened to the arguments as everybody has about the trustee carry on, kicking Jack Butland in the head, right? Going to clear this up for me. The way they're saying about it is his reasoning for coming out and saying, oh, it wasn't hard enough or whatever it is, right? Trustee, as we all agree, and everybody sees it, agrees, kicked Butland in the head. He then the referee pulls out a yellow card and gives him the yellow card. Now,
so he's seen it, Albert. So he's seen it.
So he's admitted he's seen it. Now, here comes the question. If he's seen it, right, and he knows the rules, and this nonsense about it's just bad refereeing or he got that wrong, he made a mistake. That's all nonsense, mate. That's just complete and utter nonsense. He's seen that and he proved that by getting a yellow card. Now, if he's seen it, the rules are, and he knows the rules, mate. It's not that he doesn't know the rules. He knows the rules. And the rule states that that's a red card. So he's chose now not to apply the rule. Why? It's not there to make, it's no subjective, it's not there to, I'll make another new rule up, or I'll do an abbreviation of a rule, or I'll do a wee amendment to a rule. He's got nothing to do with it. All he's got to do is say, he kicked him on the head, there's your red card for kicking the goalkeeper on the head. Done, finished, that's it, done. Why did he make that decision? No, and it's got nothing to do with mistakes, or I didn't see it, or he misunderstood what was, nothing to do with that, mate. He knows the rule, and he never applied the rule. You've got to ask them the question, why? It's as simple as that, mate. And we all know why. It's cheating. It's match fixing. Call it what you want, but it's cheating. And he's at it all the time, mate, especially when it comes to Rangers. And Rangers now should just refuse to play a game that he's refereeing. We're not doing it anymore. Same as we done with Colin cheating and lying up at Parkhead. You can't call these referees out and say, no, if Walsh is turning and saying, oh, well, I didn't give the red card because it wasn't hard enough need. Well, you're not understanding the game then, mate. You shouldn't be at this level of refereeing. You shouldn't be refereeing a professional game. He should be stripped of professional status, mate, and kicked out the game. Let him go back to amateur football, wherever he came from, because he's no fit for purpose. And that's a fact, mate. You cannot ignore this anymore.
Do you know what the word, the rule says? Yeah. There's quite a bit on it, but just to cover it off, a tackle or challenge that endangers the safety of an opponent by using excessive force or brutality goes on longer than that. So if you could take somebody's eye out because he was inches away from somebody's eye, and let's be honest, it was a deliberate kick because he moved his foot. Southside, you've noted your comment on that. It was a covers challenge. He had a sly kick, yeah? Yeah, something like a wee lass.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't think you'd have maybe noticed. You might have seen the kick at the game, mate, but you don't see the late movement unless you see the highlights. Because when I initially seen it, I'll be honest with you, I thought, oh, it's just a coming together, all be right. I wasn't, and then when they showed you the replay, I went, oh, he's off. He's going to get sent off. There's no way they can send him off. Yeah, I don't know if you were the same, Walter. You might have been under that, getting it. Oh, by the way, I might have mentioned his lovely cashmere cover. He's got a new royal blue one for the couch for the winter. Southside, what about that? Yeah, a new royal blue cashmere cover for the winter. All
with a pocket.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, mate. I thought that was for to catch your dribbles, but that's another story.
Anyway.
Right. So, did you jump right away, or were you like me, mate? Because when I initially saw it and then watched it again with the one view, I did think it was a coming together, and then when I seen it back, I went, "Oh, he's off." Southside first.
At the game, at the time, you could see Jack Butland took the ball and he was on it. And then Christie sort of made an apology at the time, but he looked late. I think Jack Butland, standards, he didn't make a big meal of it where he should have, because there's plenty of other people would have. And we've seen a couple of tackles that even happened on the park with players making a meal of it when there was really nothing wrong with them at the game. But to me, it was just fly. And then he tried to maybe putting his hands up and say, oh, sorry, didn't mean it. See, at the end of the day, it's contact. And it's contact on a goalkeeper with the ball in his arms. He clearly had it in his arms on the ground. And later on, when I've sort of seen it back again, you could see what you're saying. He adjusted his feet to put the contact onto Butland. And I agree 100% with Albert. Walsh should have used the red card. It'll be interesting. You know what's going to happen here? Willie Collum's going to come out and the usual crap that you'll hear. Oh, well, we're sorry about it. We'll learn for it. You should have been a red card. Blah, blah, blah. It's already happened. It's done. The damage has been done, and it's been done by him and the VAR officials. Who was it? Stephen McLean, and was Clancy involved? Was Clancy involved or not? Was he there? No. Stephen McLean probably. So it was down to them and all. They should have been saying, hold on a minute here, you've gave him a yellow, but you better go back and look at that because there's contact on the goalkeeper's head. But they chose not to.
Deliberate contact.
Aye, and they've chose not to. So it'll be interesting to hear when the audio comes out and hear what they've got to say, because they can't hide that, apparently. We've heard a few audios and it was more in and it was out and all the rest of it for the last time.
Are we talking, when you say it's more in and it's out, are we talking about you date the weekend or the football last season?
Oh, football, obviously. Football, come on, you. Keep it clean.
Sorry.
But we've seen down this road many a time. And he has his good for him for certain things. His bad judgment, I will call it, or his blatant cheating, or his blatant incompetence, whatever way you want to use the phrases.
Can I call it cheating?
You can call it cheating if you want. Aye. It's borderline embarrassing. It's borderline embarrassing now, and like you say, VAR's there to help and assist, and he couldn't even apply the proper common laws of the game. Dangerous, violent conduct, you know.
Can I find out if he dived out of his cover at the time, or was he like me, Albert?
No, I didn't dive out at the time, mate. I just thought, oh, he stuck a foot in to try and get the ball. But you see Butland's already got the ball. But when you see it back, you go, I mean, what was he thinking about anyway? What is he thinking about? I'm going to just go and kick his keeper in the head. I mean, because he does it intentionally. It's no an accident. He does it intentionally. So you've got him doing it intentionally, and you got a referee intentionally not giving him a red card. What can you think but one thing? It's cheating, mate. I don't want they all just cut us and all listen in and go, let's listen to this the other way again. But you can't call it anything else but what it is. Now, no matter what excuse he comes out with, and they were sitting up with burning the midnight candle for days now to try and come up with an excuse or a get-out clause at this. They'll be doing it. We all know they will be doing it. But there's no matter what they come out with, he cannot stay in position. Walsh cannot be a referee. No matter what he says, mate, he cannot be a referee. If he said he never kicked him hard enough, you don't know the rules, you're incompetent. That's danger in a player. And you could say danger in his life, but it's definitely endangering for serious injury. Right, so you've got to deal with that with a red card. That's the way the rules say it. We didn't make this up, and you're not allowed to make the rules up as you go along in a game. I'm going to give this one, but I'm not going. No, you're there for one reason and one reason only. You're there to apply the rules, the laws of the game to the game. That's what your job is. That's all you've got today. All the rest of this nonsense that this Walsh gets up to has got nothing to do with football. Absolutely nothing to do with he's getting paid today. So if he takes that line, it wasn't hard enough. Well, you're not. If he then takes the other line, well, I didn't get it yet. Well, that's cheating then. You're not applying the rules. What you're paid today, you're not. No matter what way you dress this up, he's got to go. He's got to be kicked out the game, mate. It's as simple as that.
Aye. And then you throw in the other two incidents.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a history. It's no like, he's made a mistake here. It's no mistake. He's at this all the time. He even gets showed by VAR. The red card with Diamondi wasn't a red card. Look at it again. And he just there, no, I'm making it a red card. So he's making the rules up as he goes along. He knows the rules, but he's just choosing to ignore the rules, mate. And you can't do that. That's cheating. That in itself is cheating. Then you've got the one with the other one.
Right, let's go back to Southside. You had your rant on Sunday, mate. Got a lot off your chest. It's his time to lie in the couch.
I'm not even close to finish, mate.
Oh, we know that, mate, but we've only got 2 hours.
Oh, well. I'll come on tomorrow night again if you want.
I tell you what, right? You come on in the morning night between 7 and 9, right? And that you can get off your chest and the rest of us will watch it again, right?
I'll call you in for the game when I'm watching it, still ranting.
We still talking to yourself.
He'll tell me all about it in the wide and you'll be ranting at me in the wide on tomorrow.
Mrs. Albert should be behind Beckham yesterday getting some kind of award, shouldn't she, Southside?
Oh, aye. 100%. A diamond of a lady, a diamond. Sunday for our first half performance was absolutely shambolic. The way we came out and started that game on Sunday was terrible. Every single player, very, very poor. Slow, lethargic, second to, we weren't even winning second balls at times. I thought the effort and application was really lacking for all the players. John Suter, honestly, that guy, for me, I wouldn't even be giving him a new contract. I know we've not even entered the negotiations, I don't think, and I wouldn't. I thought his performance, and all, for an experienced player that's been here a long time, he's getting out-jumped by just about every player on that park. I thought he was shocking. And listen, you can have a bad game and I get stuff like that, but he's been honking for a number of weeks now, whether it's passing, marking, but in that Sunday, he was getting out jumped all over the park. He couldn't even go in and win a header when we were putting balls into the box. I thought he was really bad, and I just think, nah, he's finished for me. We need to get a lot better than John Suter. I know he's a Rangers supporter and all that, but no, he's no cutting it for me anymore. He needs to go in the summer. I know he can go and sign for somebody come January, and be as well going and trying and picking a club. for me, I just finished me on Sunday watching him. Second, all over the park. So it wasn't good enough. Second half, I thought we done well. We changed it, brilliant Gassama and that. And I thought we started to get into the game. We looked a better team in the second half. We still gave up chances. And if you look at it in the two ways, if they'd converted a few, it could have been 3 or 4. They could have scored 3 or 4. But we rode their luck. We had really good chances in the first half, especially with 2 or 3. I think Jimmy obviously should have scored, and Raskin, oh my God, right in the box, takes 2 touches inside the box and can't put it by the wee fat piggy. You know, it was disgusting. Raskin should have buried that in the first half. But as much as we were really poor, we could have still scored 2 goals in the first half. And even in the second half, we created some good chances. Gasman, before we actually get the penalty, had a good chance to put it in the net and all, and let Scales come back and put the tackle in the box. So we were better second half, but we always were going to be struggling as we were going into extra time. And I think to lose a goal so early in the first period of extra time is really high. And then you've got John Souttar, who's turning his back at the edge of your box, scared to take a shot. It might hit him in the body or the face or whatever. He's turning his back. Shocking. Butland didn't cover his cell in glory. I was right behind that, and I thought it was pretty poor. And Butland had some really good saves, but that makes a difference between a world-class goalie and just a good goalie. I've watched McGregor and Andy Gorham for many a year, pull off save after save, and Butland had some good saves, but he should have saved the shot for McGregor at the edge of the box. He should never have been allowed to get that space at the edge of the box so early in extra time. But for me, Butland should have been behind that. It's in the middle of the goal, and he should be saving it. And I know he had some good saves before and after it, but that one, for me, he should have done a lot better. And there was a lot of players out there who tried better in the second half and tried to change the tactics and stuff, but with them having the extra man all the time, they were going down our right-hand side quite a bit. They had the spare man over there. They opened up the play a bit. And some of your players, a couple of them when they took bookings as well in the game, were restricted probably after that as well. But our first half performance, miles off it, absolutely miles off it, and that's what was angered me. It was one of the things that was angering me right for the start of the game. I remember looking at the clock and seeing 15 minutes, and we weren't even competing. You know, we weren't even competing, Ox. And for me, aye.
Just your take on it, because I know you're. We've got our blue tinted glasses on. A half time, when you fearing the worst?
No. Listen, there's people around about me. I kept saying at 1-0, we're still in this game. We will get a chance. No, something will fall. We will get a chance as long as we don't concede up another goal. Something might drop. And Gasman had the chance, and he couldn't dispatch it. And then obviously we get the penalty. So at 1-0, although they came close a few times, Butland had some saves and there was a few zip past their post and stuff, and out the bar. I didn't fear the worst, no. Because, to be honest,
I would dig into your opinion, yeah. Right, okay. Well, what you've singled out John Souttar, we've all had Moraine, but the one that's making the press and the snippets in the story is Chimitri, isn't it? And Albert, look, you're as honest as the day's long. In fact, you're maybe too honest. You remember that 20 quid you owe me? Right, right, but look, we didn't lose because of Chimitri. You win games, you lose games as a team, yeah. And in the first half, there was nobody in our team played well. His moments in the game, because football's all about moments. His moments, he had 2 big moments, mate, and he's got to do better, and he fails. And if we're being honest, it's a bagging for Farewell, mate, because you can dress it up any way you like. If he thinks, or they people think, that this guy is ready to play professional football, never mind first team football for Glasgow Rangers, They don't need sacked. They need to some institutions. He is miles off it, mate. Miles off it. And if he was 5'4", no 6'4", they wouldn't look at him because he had no ability. Josh Gentles and the snippets we've seen of him in pre-season under Russell Martin is a better player than him, mate. It is frightening. Albert, help me out.
Well, is they helping you? It's just a fact of life. The boy's not good enough. He's definitely not good enough. There's no getting away from it. He might come good one day for somebody, but it's definitely not going to be for us because it's going to take too long. And we've no got the time to nurse this boy along. Now, what Thelwell needs to understand about these players, then Chermetti's a good example of it. He's going out and buying these boys, these project players, and bringing them in. We're supposed to develop them. Going to just explain to all the Rangers fans out there, Thelwell, where are we supposed to develop these boys? In our first team? Because there is no reserve football, there is no B team football. Where are we supposed to develop these boys? The man's completely off. He's not looked at Scottish football and going, right, we're going to put a structure in place and bring players in that don't need that much development. Maybe a wee bit, but not that much. That boy Chermetti, he's about what? As far as I can see, about 2 years away from being any, and that's if he improves. That is if he's going to learn and improve. But McCoy's got that boy right. He has no instinct for playing centre forward, none whatsoever. He never does. He never gets across a defender. He never reads the play. He's never in the right place at the right time, and he definitely no get the bottle to get in and take a crack in the ribs or something, but still score the goal. He's no brave enough for any of that. So I don't know what Thelwell's trying to sell us here, but it's not working, mate. It's definitely not working. Now, he might tell you, one day he's going to play for a big club and show you all what he's going to be made of. That might be very well true, but if we get the time to mess about with that, and as I said before, mate, even if we did develop him, Owen, say this year we develop him, the rest of this season we develop him, and he does turn into the player that your man thinks he is, we've got to sell him now. So who do we get now? Another project player to develop him for somebody else and not win any trophies along the way? What is going on? I mean, what is it they're trying to do? At one point, you used to say, right, get players in, buy them cheap, develop them, sell them. And that's the model. We all know that. That's everybody's model. That's not just unique to Rangers. But there's a couple of wee flaws in their thinking here because there is nowhere to develop them. That's the big flaw. Where do you develop them? In the first team? Is this what we're talking about? In the first team? Well, that's not going to work.
Can I put you on the spot, mate? Can I put you on the spot? Right. I've always Southside can come in with this. Keep it brief, right? Because we want to get the press in and open the phone lines. Does he look like a football player?
Not at the moment.
Southside.
He's raw. He's certainly raw.
Southside. Take that splinter out your backside.
No, listen, you can slag him, right? Listen.
Does he look like a football player?
He's got a couple of attributes, but he's not doing it. And you can look at it now. He probably just has to keep playing games. And he will probably start. Does Majowski look like a football player now in a Rangers jersey?
No.
Does he? Right. And
No.
He's more experienced than Chermetti. Right. He's played in Scotland. He scored goals in Scotland. Right. And we can slag Chermetti all we want to a point, right? Because he's a lot big. He's twice the price tag that we paid for Majowski. But does Majowski look like a football player now in a Rangers jersey?
No, he doesn't.
So, and why does he know? Why does he know then? Why does he know?
But Majowski's got a record of looking like a football player. Chermetti's no. He's got he's not scored in 2 years and all that. You can't say that about Majowski. Majowski's got history and he looked like a football. We've seen it ourselves. He is a football player. It's just that he's no fit or whatever that's happening now. He's not playing well now. No chance of that. He doesn't look the player he used to be. But when you look at Chermetti, I'm not getting it. The boy's his price tag's his price tag, and he had to we bought him, and his age is his age. But at the end of the day, you've got to look at what we're doing with him. Why are we buying him? Why is he here? That's the question that's really been asked. Why is he here? And he's missing Saturdays. They were 2 Saturdays he missed on Saturday or Sunday. So that's all. That's all I'm saying about the boy. If you ask me, is he ready? No, he's not ready. Is anywhere near being ready? No, that doesn't look like it to me. Unless some magic happens over the next couple of weeks and he turns into this football player, it might very well do. But at the moment, you can't. There's no defence for the boy. He's just not good enough. But by the way, there's a lot of that team.
No, that's what I'm saying, man. You win collectively. My problem is, if we got him in a free, mate, you wouldn't be playing him. It's mental, mate. And the statement that Phil will come out, his touch isn't good. He obviously, when he gets gone, he's all right. He's reasonably quick. He doesn't read the game well. His controls no well. He can do the odd flick. But who could they? So can a Feather playing in the Suns game at the primary school. Yeah, he can do the odd flick. Yeah, that doesn't make you a football player. You know, there's too much basics thing. He's 6'4". He jumps most of the time 5'7". If you ask me, mate, if I'm honest, mate, he looks miles off it, mate. He doesn't look ready, and we're watching that, and we're first team, mate, and people like yourself and myself and that are putting hard-earned cash in. We go to the games to watch him, mate, and he's miles off it, mate. Miles off it, and it's a bagging offence for that fella, mate. He's gaslighting his son. Southside, he's gaslighting us.
Aye, for what he said, and he backs him, and he's, that's right. But we need somebody to hit we needed to hit the ground running straight away. And the two of them at the moment aren't doing it as strikers. So what do we do? Do we just bin him and say, well, you know what? You've got to keep playing him. No, because you're going to have to keep playing him. Whether you bring him on as a sub later on and start Majowski, or whether you start him, you're going to have to play him through it. We have no option. We only have two strikers. Well, they're hoping that he's going to score goals. That's why he's there. He's going to have to have confidence somewhere. Listen, if he gets a couple of tap-ins in the next 2 or 3 games or whatever, then so be it. Aye, he looks miles off it. We'll all agree that. But he's still going to have to play because we have nothing else. Unless you want to bring in the boy Gentles that we've watched in the B team, we have nothing else there. So you forget the price tag at the moment. It's a hefty one. But it's not the boy's fault that we paid that amount of money for him. He doesn't set the transfer fee. Thelwell went out and splashed out and said to them that's who we should buy. Wouldn't have been my choice. I'd have went and got Shankland. I tell you this up umpteen times. Shankland would have been a far better bet than him. But we've went for him. So we'll have to play him. We'll have to play him through it and hope that when the team start functioning a bit better and we start being a bit more consistent, or we start creating a lot more chances, he will start to put them away. He missed a glaring chance on Sunday. He could have used his left foot and swept it in the other corner. He went with his right foot and tried to go near post and missed it. Dessers used to do that, I know, when he first came.
Well, Dessers missed sitters as well, mate. But in between Dessers,
he scored goals.
He scored goals.
Well, he scored one in the Rangers jersey so far to me. He's got one.
See, we can't forget about his price tag. We have to play him because of his price tag, mate. If he was a £500,000 player, you wouldn't be playing him. It's as simple as that. But you have to play him because he's an £8-9 million player, however much we cost. Because you can't put an £8 or £9 million player onto the bench or up in the stands. That's a complete waste of time because you're never going to develop him there. This is back to the point I'm making. Where do you develop him? The only place you can develop him is in the first team. So you might say, oh, don't start him or give him 40 minutes or give him 20 minutes. You're sitting going, it's the same thing, isn't it? You're never, no player's going to develop for 20 or 30 minutes, mate. So because his price tag, he has to play. And we've got to sit through and suffer this, mate. That's just the way it is. And that's why Thelwell has to go. That's the reason he really has to go. It's nothing to do with anything else but the fact that he's brought this boy in, and he shouldn't have brought this boy. He's not thought it all the way through. And we've got to sit and suffer it. And as Ox said, we're paying all this money. And you just got to sit and say, there's nothing we can do. We've got 3 strikers. We've got the 3 of them. We've actually got 4 strikers if you count Curtis as a striker. So you've got 4 strikers in my book. You've got Daniel and Curtis as well. So, but it doesn't matter. You could 10 strikers. He has to play because he's price. Because we need to get our money back. We need to get some of our money back. We can't just keep throwing £8-9 million down the drain and saying, well, that's that. He's a right-half. I want the boy to be good. We all want the boy to be good. All he proves is all rang, and as much as look, I'm not a player. Look, it just shows you. And Thelwell can stick his fingers up at his own and go there. Yeah, he's what he's talking about. I've signed he's a good player. I'm hoping that's all true. I hope that all that comes to pass. But at the moment, as we sit, we get beaten in a semi-final. Your big striker missed 2 sitters. Raskin missed a sitter and Gisman missed a sitter. And that's facts, mate. We get beat with a bang average Celtic team that we should never get beat with. But we did. and outran us, outfought us. That's just not acceptable, mate. I'm not getting any used to, by the way. Don't think for a minute more. I'm just saying it the way it is, the way I see it.
Well, you're always getting used to. Right.
You would know if I was getting it used.
Yeah, I don't doubt it for a minute. Yeah. But we've got a kid to play that you've no got. We've got Mrs. Allbear on your side.
I'm just security. She feeds me and tells me to stand at the front door all day. Don't let him in.
Right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll start turning our focus, right? But go unless you've got anything else you want to add, Southside.
No, listen, it's not started well on that. We'll just have to persevere. It's down to us to make the players better when they're younger, by bringing them in. It's down to us to make them better as a club.
A wise man once said to me, you can't put in what God left out, mate.
Aye, but listen, he'll come good at some point. He's got to, you've got to try and have a bit of faith. And if no, then we'll all be looking at Thelwell, because in that presser, he sort of stood up for a moment, and it looked like he's brought him in. Him and Purdy knew him for Everton, and they've put the thing in, and he's cost us a hefty fee. I think he will come good at some point. Whether he scores a lot of ratio of goals,
you're right, mate.
And I don't know, but I think at some point he's got to turn this. And when the team start to develop, I mean, Danny Rolls only had a couple of weeks. Give him a bit of time to try and get a bit of consistency into the team. We're still moving players in and out, and I think presenting them with chances the way we should be creating chances, and hopefully he'll score more than he'll miss. But at the moment, he's a miss at the moment. But I'm hoping that our time, shortly and quickly as possible, he starts to hit the back of the net. And it'll not surprise me if he starts tomorrow night. I told you last week he would start. We know many people thought he would.
I'm not surprised if he starts tomorrow night. But that's
no.
the case we've got.
Well, we could start with Majowski, really, if we were playing one. It's up to the manager, but I think he will start.
Yes. Right. Are you done with Sunday? Are you done with Sunday? Are you coming in again, Albert?
Aye, I've just got a solution I've got a suggestion. A suggested solution for the refereeing problem, mate. Finish off with a positive.
I've got a solution as well, but it involves a kick in the Henrys, but carry on, mate.
Why has UEFA not got an international pool of referees that we can draw in, mate? Why is that? Why are they not controlling the game? They say they want to control the game, or they control the game in Europe, not just European competitions. They should have internationals that we can draw in. Then you can just pick referees for other countries, and they can come in and referee your games, man. But there should be an international pool. They should actually run the referees, no any FA. FAs should be out of the refereeing business, because look what's happening up here especially. It's not just happening up in our country, it's happening all over as well, mate. The standard of these referees, they could actually run professional referees, mate, and make the clubs. You can rent the referees out. So it's like amateur football. When you book the part, you've got to book the referee. I mean, so
referees. Many of them referees in England would want that, with I think it's 110,000 a year, basic, isn't it?
Oh, well, the Premiership will always be the Premiership. They don't have to be part of it, do they? We all can't live the way they're living, mate, high in a hog. So the rest of us have got to put our brains together and come up with a game outside the Premiership. Leave the Premiership to its own devices. Everybody's getting fed up with it anyway. So the rest of the leagues outside of the Premiership, or the FAs or Europe, would buy it. And also, if UEFA get a hold of the referees under their control for all the domestic games, that means that they'll put a kibosh on the Super League that they're trying to do, because the referees will all belong to them. So that's the way I see it, mate. Because you've got to take it away for this FA, our FA. They're corrupt. They're just totally corrupt.
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree, mate. I don't disagree. Listen, I don't want any favours. I just want a fair crack at a bit, mate. Yeah, I don't want any. Yeah. You know, and by the way, and I think in the same instance, if the trustee thing had happened in our people, we'd be saying we get away with one. And if it happened at the other end, it should have been a red card. I think we'd have been saying that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely, mate.
Aye. All right. So we're going to hear from Danny Rowe, yeah? And we'll start building up to tomorrow night's game. We might come back to Sunday, because whatever the callers take us, but we'll go to Parkett at some point, Southside.
Aye, well, it's gone and ruined. It's done. We need to move on. And European and Dundee away is the next 2 games.
Yes. So, listen, Mr. Fox has been working hard trying to cut the press conference to be the best we can flowing. So, if it doesn't quite flow perfectly at times, it's because of the Italian influence over the press conference. So, fair play to our Fox. It's in 2 parts. We'll hear the first part, and then we'll get the phone lines open. So let's hear from our manager, Danny Rowe.
Danny, although there was a lot of disappointment from Sunday, what positives did you see that you feel you can bring in to this game?
Yeah, I think I agree. We were disappointed after this game. We felt us in the changing room. I think the positive side was that in the second half we tried really be on front foot. Of course, they had some couple of chances against us then, but we had also some good moments in this game. And I think to see a team then who tried 90 minutes to come back, make the equalizer, I think that was deserved, because we invest a lot of things. Yeah, and then at the end, of course, the 2-1 was too early in the extra time. I think that was a little bit the disappointment. Yeah, but all in all, we lost the game. I think it makes no sense now to be too positive. We saw some things what we have to improve. We spoke in the morning about some things, and I think then we have to move on.
There's clearly a sense of injustice among your fan base and some of your players about some refereeing decisions. For you, how do you strike the balance between agreeing with that and also focusing on things that you can do better?
Yeah, I think the discussion was big after this game with the referee decision, but it is a decision on the pitch. I think this is what you have to accept in this point, especially during the game. And I said this, my focus was then how we can, through the game with 10 men, I said this, I think after the game, you have always 2 choices. You try to be very compact in a deep block and you wait and hopefully something happens, or you try and be active. I decided more to be active. I think it was also great then to see in the second half our supporters. I think that was really strong. I felt the energy in the stadium in the second half, even we were 1 man less, and I think also what I heard so far from some other guys, the feedback was more positive. But of course, we as a footballer, we always want to win games, and even after the defeat, you will be not so happy.
You still have time to amass the appropriate number of points to progress in this competition. Is it safe to say that has to start in this game, though? Does it become almost a kind of must-win in that regard?
Yeah, the next one is always the important one, and of course in this competition at the moment we have 0 points. We should start as soon as possible to take points, but of course we face tomorrow an opponent who is strong in the league. But we saw also some parts in the game today what we have to do, how we can hurt them, and I think this is also important to understand tomorrow that we are also brave and thinking forward. There are some moments, I think there will be tomorrow 50-50. If you win duels, if you attack in the right spaces, then you have a chance. If not, it could be in the other direction. I think this balance we have to understand tomorrow.
Secondo te è una partita che bisogna vincere? Come dicono nel calcio, la prossima partita è sempre quella più importante. Ovviamente abbiamo 0 punti, però domani dobbiamo vincere, provare a vincere contro una squadra molto forte. Sappiamo esattamente quello che dobbiamo fare, dobbiamo essere coraggiosi e quando le occasioni arrivano dobbiamo prenderli.
Danny, does Sunday, particularly with the big missed chances that the team have, show you where you need to improve in January?
Yeah, I think general it helps when you be clinical in both boxes. I think this is what it is, especially in the second half when you are 1 man less and you missed some good opportunities. I think even after the first 20 minutes we were a little bit nervous, I felt this, but then we had 2 good chances. I think until the red card it was, both teams had 2 good opportunities. And of course if you score then it's maybe a different story, but it makes no sense to speak about if. It's about focus, clinical, and use the next chance as the last one, and hope not that you have more and more chances, of course.
And just quickly, could I ask for an update on Lyle Cameron? He's a player that has been in and out of the squad. Is he injured? Was it a decision to leave him out on Sunday?
Yeah, I think it's always about how many players you can take, and then you have to look which position you have to double up, what could be happen during the game, and then it's sometimes hard for some players to make this decision. But it was just about this game. I think this is always important to understand for my players, that I make then the squad for the next game and not for the next 4 weeks, because we have so many games, and then again today or until tomorrow I have to decide again.
Danny, we saw Andrew Kavanagh, the chairman, was at training today. Obviously he's based predominantly in America. How important is it for you to have him here in these early stages as you look to build a relationship with him, as you look to plan for the future, and just how much are you looking forward to having a better working relationship with your boss, given the difficulties you had in your previous job?
Yeah, so far I must say this is a great connection relationship. We are always in touch also after games. We speak. Sometimes it's a message. I think this is good. I must say I missed such a relationship in the last 2 years. No, I think this is not normal. I think all in all the people around me try to support me. They help me in different parts of this job. And my focus is to give them a lot of wins back. Yeah, of course, this is my responsibility.
Just on that, Danny, you're kind of joking about it, but what was it like in your previous job and the working environment you had to deal with? It must have been really difficult.
I would say it was a different environment. I think the club structure was a little bit different. It was just the owner and me. And I did from recruitment to match prep to looking for pre-season camps, a lot of things by myself. Of course, I had some great people. I think the relationship in the club was good. There was a lot of good people there. They are still there. But of course now you have more people around you, and I think it's also important for me now to take the first 3 weeks. I put my notice together, all the informations, and then as soon as possible we are on the national break. It's about focus. What is my impression, first impression? What is my feedback to some topics? And then you have to carry on. Yeah, I think this is very important at the moment. But I think I need minimum 3 weeks to know more and more. I think even now some players couldn't show what they can do maybe. I think this is also important, and I try to give everyone a chance. Some players get more chances at the moment, some players has to wait for the chance, and then I think and I'm sure that we will make good decisions for the future.
Sorry, Danny, you mentioned at the start the statement that the club released after the game at the weekend. Do you endorse that statement, or do you see things differently as a manager than the club do?
Which statement?
The statement about the referee.
Yeah, I think, and this is again the good thing in this club. We have people, they support me and go in some directions. Then it's for me about listening. I can help them, I support them, but I have the trust that these people, our people, go then really in a strong direction, and think that helps. But again, this game is gone. We cannot change it. Hopefully then in the future we have maybe also some good decisions for our side. But it's football. I think there is always pressure. My players have to make good decisions. I have to make good decisions. The refs try to make the best decisions, and but we are just human, and then sometimes you make a wrong decision, and after the game, if you could, you would change it. But this is after a game always easy to say why you make this decision, why you did this. I think it's always important that you are strong in your decision when you make it.
Danny, what sort of challenge are you expecting from Roma? I mean, the very experienced manager, quite tactical Italian teams normally.
Yeah, I think generally when you look to the results, they're very close. That's not a team who conceded a lot of goals, and even they score not so many goals. When you look to the results, it's 1-0, 2-1, 0-1. I think this is a team who press a lot of man-to-man overall the pitch. I think that will be the challenge tomorrow. It's about who is aggressive on the second balls then, because if the ball goes on the ground, you have to be ready for this. And yeah, in ball possession, a lot of rotations. You have to understand how you press this, in which moments. And then of course you have players with good individual quality, and I have my team who is ready to go in such a game and put everything on. I think what I heard so far, the atmosphere is always special in European games, and hopefully we bring this together with our performance on the pitch in a great direction, then we will have a good night tomorrow.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, thanks for that, Fox, and well done with the editing, mate. Danny Rowe's a total gentleman, mate. He might learn as time goes on that things are a bit different, but he'll learn because he's a smart cookie. I suppose the talking point might be that first half was by Lyle Cameron, but he never said he was dropped. He says he just happened he didn't make the squad, mate. Yeah, so hopefully he'll get his chance soon, because we've liked the fleeting moments we've seen of Lyle Cameron Southside.
Aye, I was surprised they didn't make the squad on Sunday. But it's the manager's choice, and he picks the squad and the players, and he did indicate that some have had more chances than others, and some are having to wait a wee bit longer to get their chance. So at some point, I'm sure Lyle Cameron will maybe get in, and it's down to him. But in the game that he came on in the last game, I thought he picked up good pockets of space. I thought he showed a bit of energy. I thought he got good on the ball. He passed the ball well. And I thought he'd done all right for the fleeting appearance that he had on the park at Ibrox when he came on. But since then, he's no featured. And it's down to the manager, but he's young. We know he can score goals when he was at Dundee. We know the type of player he is. He likes to get forward, arrive in the box and stuff. But at the moment, he's not getting a chance like one or two others. That has surprised me. I thought maybe Finlay Curtis, there's another one that might have made a bit more of a chance. And I thought Bizrami, although he's out the European squad, I thought in the Scottish games, and he might have had a chance of featuring, but maybe him and Lyle Cameron and Finlay might be the players that he's alluding to, and they might have to bide their time, and they will get chances in the near future, Ox.
Aye, man. The Barjami one, Southside, it suggests to me, I mean, nothing to back this up, it's just a gut feeling that there's a deal made for January, mate, and you're just predicting something. Because the two managers have basically done the same thing with that guy. Is he the answer? I don't think he is, Albert. But however, at times he's been better than some of the people we've had on the park. That's no high bar, but at times, mate. Huh?
No, he's not the answer, as a lot of them are not the answer, but he's disappeared off the face of the earth, like a few others. He's not even on the bench now. I know he's not in the European squad, so he'll not on the bench for tomorrow either, but no, he seems to have disappeared completely, mate. And for an international player, before that, out reckoning, mate, it's disgraceful on his part. He might be injured, he might be carrying something he's not prepared to say, or it might be a transfer, or it might just be that he doesn't fancy him and going, he's not putting enough effort into it, he's not showing enough commitment to the club. I don't know, mate, what it is, but the fact of the matter, the boys get skill. We've seen it. He can score a good goal as well. But if you've got that skill and you can score the kind of goals, and you're not anywhere near the team, it suggests there's something not right. What it is, I'm not sure, mate. But he should be in and around the team and either on the park, in the bench, or in the squad somewhere. So it's weird, mate. But as far as I'm concerned, Cameron and Moore, for me, Moore put in a performance in the middle of that park, in the midfield. Superb, absolutely superb. That's his position, mate, as far as I'm concerned. He's not a winger. He's definitely not a winger, mate. So you look at him and go, as far as I'm concerned, Cameron and him are now to Asgard's position. I mean, just put Asgard on the bench or sit him on the stand, but don't put him on the park, because he does nothing on the park. They two wee flying machines, they'll get in about it. They will get in about it. So they're now, that one position itself is now their position, which one of them play, if no the two of them could play. Because at the end of the day, they've got the attitude. The wee boy Moore, I'm saying, he brought him up here, and if he's not contributing to you winning the league, he's a waste of time. Well, you've seen on Sunday, he's got something about him, and he can contribute. Playing in the right position, he can contribute. And we Cameron has told you, I didn't think I'd come to Rangers and be a first-team player, but I'll fight my way into the squad. I'll prove that I'm a Rangers player, and I like that. And the wee boy does date. You got to admit that. He does date when he gets on the park. He gives it everything he's got. Same as Barn, everything they've got. If they're going to be good enough, time will tell. But you can't fault these kind of players for not getting everything. So there you are. There's three positives I see. Might not be the answer. Might not be the players you think we need. But they're definitely better than people like Royal and all that are strolling about the park doing absolutely zero, mate. Zero contribution. Asgard, zero contribution. Ant-Man, zero contribution. So if you're not going to contribute, sit in the sideline, sit in the stand, and let the boys on the park who are going to contribute. You're going to give everything. That's all you're asking. Give everything.
We asked that question already. There's a common thread with people, isn't there? Common thread, mate. People you just mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah. Aye. Mr. Thelwell. Anyway, we'll be joined by Smurf. Evening, Smurf.
Evening, gents. I've just phoned up. I was listening to you earlier, Rox, and you were talking about, you made a comment about if you go to your meeting a free transfer. It got me thinking, and I was doing some digging.
Oh, no.
And
not guilty.
So
listen, I was unlucky. That was that case. Carry on.
Anyway,
it was framed.
Aye. So it turns out he's 21-year-old, right? As we know, he's went for 8 million plus add-ons to Everton for total 10 million quid, right? But the add-ons will never get paid because he's never played. And then
get a rebate.
Sorry.
Is there a rebate if there's add-ons? Is there a rebate?
Is there a rebate? Aye. Now, when you look at that, and he was on 30 grand a week, and he signed for us, and apparently he's on 30 grand a week with us, right? Now, he's had 9 minutes for 2 years or whatever it is, or 216 minutes in 2 years or something like that. Now,
9 minutes.
When you do, when they do this, this, all these sort of computer programs that do all the statistics and everything, they need a minimum amount of minutes, first team minutes, in order to come to a conclusion about a player, to rate a player. And that's, although there's lots of different programs, industry standards is about 3,000 minutes. You've got to play 3,000 minutes before any of them kick in. So he can't be, it can't rationalise how he's ever played, because he's never played the minutes, right? So if somebody had came to you and says you can sign him for 30 grand a week based on no statistics at all, and a free transfer for Everton, you'd chase them. We paid 8 million for him, rising to 10, and it seems to me that it looks like we're being forced to play this guy. And is that so that the add-ons get their so everyone can recoup their 10 million? I know it's not, but it looks like that. It's the optics aren't they good. It looks like corruption. There's players getting played, and any manager worth their salt, I don't see how you're picking them ahead of some of these young boys that we've signed, Scottish boys that at least they're going to try and burst a gut. I don't understand how anybody can make a decision to sign that guy for. I mean, he's went for what, potentially £20 million in 2 years, and hardly played, never scored hardly. I mean, he scored the other day, and even against Kelly, and the keeper was at fault for that. It was a perfect height for the keeper, but the keeper almost jumped in front of the ball, to the side. It was, he was premature in his movement, and if you were a Kelly fan, you'd be raging at the keeper for that. It's a disaster, and it just doesn't smell right. It smells like corruption to me.
Well, you might get two different sides of the coin with this answer, but I'll go to Albert first.
Well, our model, we get told, is stat-based. So how can you sign a forward without any stats? I mean, you're going against your own model. So that in itself is smelly itself. But at the end of the day, he's going to play because of the price. And Sunday I heard in the comments are saying, how can I say that he should be playing? I'm telling you, the reason he should be playing is because he's priced, because there's nowhere else to develop him. He's got to play to get your money back. But I agree with Smurf. It doesn't smell right. It just doesn't. There's something wrong here. It definitely is. But again, I hope he proves us all wrong, mate. I really, really do.
Southside.
I think you better go to the tune.
Aye. Oh, I get carried away there. I was that intrigued in Albert's answer. Apologies to Mr. Fox. Get yourself a mute, because we're going to have the tune.
How many years ago, my boys, I left the Glasgow town. I followed the pull of the Yankee land and here I'm settled down. Although I missed the Bridgeton Cross and my friends so near and dear, what I would give if I could have the Rangers over here. You can talk of California where the sun shines all the year. You can bomb about your Broadway lights so clear. But it would fill my heart with gladness, it would fill my heart with cheer, if we only had the Rangers over here. For they're the finest team in all the land, and I'm sure that you'll agree. To see them win is something grand, it's part of history. We're the boys who fear no noise, my lads, and I mean that's quite sincere. What I would give if I could have the Rangers over here. Singing Buck of California where the sun shines all the year. Singing bum about your Broadway life so clear. But it would fill my heart with gladness, it would fill my heart with cheer, if we only had the Rangers over here. Finest team in all the land, and I'm sure that you'll agree. To see them win is something grand, it's part of history. We're the boys who fear no noise, my lads, and I mean this quite sincere. What I would give if I could have the Rangers over here. You can talk of California where the sun shines all the year. You can bomb about your Broadway life so clear. But it would fill my heart with gladness, it would fill my heart with cheer, if we only had the Rangers over here. If If we only had the Rangers over here. If we only had the Rangers over here.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Right, I might have been late, but we got there in the end. Thanks for that, Mr. Fox. Southside, reply to Smurf, mate.
I'm not going to say it's that, Smurf. Although it's hard to justify the amount of money. Right? He was bought, Everton bought him because whoever scouted him and whatnot seen something in him, right? Never really got much of a chance there. There's been a couple of people saying in the past that Dyche didn't really fancy him either at a point, and whatever, he never got much game time. Probably thought bringing him up here into a league that he should be scoring goals in. We should, when we settle down, create a lot of chances, and he should be the type of player, and Majowski, given chances, that these two should be able to score goals. Majowski's done it up here. There's a certain pressure gets put on you. We've seen it in the past with other players, although they've not had that price tag. You've seen Tillman struggled for bits at times and has went on and developed. Danilo, who was the other one, the winger that played with Man United? He was the same. Diallo. He was the same.
What about goal of the weekend?
He's obviously developed. He went down to Sunderland. He done well in the Championship, and then by all accounts he's starting to get more regular times at Man United. We've had players in the past that's been like that, and some of them have struggled to settle down. You hope that he will start scoring goals in the jersey, and you can't score goals if you're going to say he shouldn't be in the team or he's in the stand every week. You're going to have to play him and hope that he gets a bit of confidence. Listen, he didn't have a bad performance against Hibs on the Wednesday night. You know, as much as people hang me, he's judged by goals, but we'll judge him on how many goals he scores, Smurf, and chances created. And he missed a glaring chance on Sunday. He is a young boy. We need to develop him because we have took a chance on him. Thelwell's brought him in with Purdy because they think we don't know. They think because they've worked with him, seen him at close quarters, seen him doing it at Everton. They believe, they two only at the moment, because in the eyes of this report, we're struggling to believe that he's going to go and be a success the way they think he is. But it's not to say he can, and he won't. But at the moment, he's not doing it. And same with Majowski for me, he's another one. Smurf, I thought he'd have hit the ground running. He looks miles off it. Now, it might be the way we're playing now, and Danny Roll's just in, we'll give him a chance, and we might start to create chances for the strikers, and then it is down to them to take it. But at the moment, no, he looks miles off it. But I don't think it's I don't think we're doing Everton a favour here. Although it looks a bit like that with the money we've spent on him, and I agree with you, I can't justify the £8 million price tag that we have paid. I would rather have got Shankland, as I said.
I wasn't asking you to justify it. My question was this, Southside. If I came to you for Everton and offered you on a free 30 grand a week, would you have signed them?
Probably no. But then I'm looking at that for the outside, but I've no...
So for my point is, there's nobody in their right mind would have signed them on a free on 30 grand a week. We've done that. 30 grand a week, 8 million, rising to 10 with add-ons. You've got to be joking. Thelwell's got to get sacked yesterday. He's got to be gone. It's a riot. It's mental.
To be perfectly honest, Smurf, nobody in their right mind did sign him.
Oh, dear me. I just can't believe it. I just
It
see. Do
doesn't-
you know what?
Smurf-
See with the 49ers,
Smurf,
right?
It doesn't pass the sniff test, does it?
It just when the 49ers come in, right, and you're doing a wee jig, you're going, you're a dancer, things what coins going to turn. It's just, it's unbelievable. I could never have envisaged this. Were marquee signings a boy you wouldn't, nobody in their right mind would have taken him on 30 grand a week and a free. We've paid 8 million rising to 10, gave Everton their money back. Something's not right.
See all the boys you mentioned a few, Tillman, Diallo, who was the other one you mentioned, Southside?
Tillman, Diallo.
There's another one in there.
You mentioned
Ahmad
Diallo, Tillman, and I can't remember. Come back to me.
Oh, see, Ahmad when Diallo, aye. When he came into the team, mate, we knew he was a young boy. He was fast. I think he scored in his debut, mate. He got injured. They played him at Parkhead, which should never have played him, and then he got injured. But we all knew that he showed glimpses. Tillman showed marvellous skill, and you knew he was a football player. This guy, if I'm honest, mate, he doesn't look like a player, mate. Based on his awareness, his movement, his ball control over the piece, and his finishing. He just doesn't look like a player. If you were watching him run at the park, you see they're only playing him at centre forward because he's a big boy. There's nothing there. I mean, he's up against
6'4", he looks like a stole detective.
They're playing him against pros, mate. They're just knocking him out the way. If you watched him playing against that skills, you might not have noticed it again, mate. I mean, he was jumping under the ball because he wouldn't get close to him, mate. He's also got the heart of a
Told you that at Falkirk.
6'4". We've signed another player. Do you remember somebody told you somebody couldn't hit it? We've signed another player. Can't hit the ball, and he plays in the middle of the park up front. It's shocking, mate. It's absolutely shocking. It's a bagging offence. Yeah, nothing against Kevin Philwell because I don't know him, but it's right ridiculous. Because let's be honest, he can dress it up any way he wants. Russell Martin, I was going to say Nigel Martin, but better than Nigel Martin, right? Russell Martin, signing. It's his signing, mate. It doesn't pass the sniff test, and it's a bagging offence because of what he's done to us. It's criminal. All there. Just close the subject before we move on.
Everything's been said. I mean, it's no use going on knowing about the boy because he's here and he's not going anywhere. It's not his fault. It definitely isn't his fault. His lack of ability might be his fault, or application might be his fault, but everything else is he's here 30 grand a week, signed for £8 million. He doesn't care how much the price is. He's getting his money. He's up the road with his big wage packet. And all professional football players are in it for money. Let's not kid ourselves on. And he's hit the jackpot so far for his ability. And your wee man Matondo does the exact same. He's hit the jackpot and all. He's getting paid. He's stealing a wage. So
it's another month he's not played, mate.
It's too much here that's going on. No, I mean, but let's hope the big boy comes good. I mean, I really, really do hope he comes good. But all day, mate, it's only good things for Rangers if he comes good. That's a fact. But at the moment, it's no looking good. It definitely isn't looking good.
Right, here's
Even
one.
If he comes good.
This is for Mr. Fox, and briefly on this, I know you're all right with that Southside, but Smurf and Albert have the moments. Briefly on this, what was the worst decision? Selling Dessers or signing Shamiti? There you go, and I thought that'd be up for debate. Southside.
Looking like it's chasing Dessers, but listen, Dessers wanted to leave, right? Or he would still be here. That's a fact. And half the support were chasing Dessers down the street anyway. Of course, he's done a lot of people, didn't he? And he was getting slaughtered and chased, but he was the only guy fit and available. And as much as he missed glaring chances and sitters, he still managed to score over 50 goals in 2 seasons. Listen, I know the young boy's not cutting it now. All I can say is, hopefully, the same as Albert. We want him to do well. So hopefully it'll turn round. It's still early days, but aye, he's getting slaughtered, rightly so, at the moment.
Right. What was the worst decision, Albert, in a few words?
Oh, just on financial reasons alone, signing Jimmy. Just on money alone.
All right. Swaff?
Signing Shermitty, even if he goes on to be our best striker in our history, he needs to be chased for making that decision to sign him on that information available at the time. He signed him at first time, he signed him a second time, and he's a dud. Simple as that. Horrendous decision. Yeah, it's sackable. Needs to go.
Right. Get yourselves on mute, gentlemen, and we'll hear the second part for our manager, Danny Rowe.
Danny, fans are still very angry with some of the decisions from Sunday. The statement said that the club was unsatisfied with the explanation given by the head of refereeing. Can you tell us what that explanation was that the club got? Because fans would obviously like to know.
Yeah, I understand this. I think we spoke about two situations. Was the handball with the yellow card, or maybe the second yellow card, and then of course it was the kick against the head from Czech. I think we have always two sides. The refs has the sides, and they are looking for the rules, and we have our sides, how we see something. I think for me it doesn't matter how, if there's a kick against the head, then you have to really careful what you are doing there, and I think this is maybe for me a little bit too difficult to understand. For me it doesn't matter if it's from the side or in front. A kick against the head is always dangerous, because you could try to get the injury from your opponent, and I think this is a little bit difficult. By the handball, okay, then I think there are so many rules with the handball. If it's this angle, it's this angle. But the tackle was difficult to understand. But again, we got a red card. The opponent didn't. We tried our best, and after 90 minutes, you must say, even with the red card, we took a draw. But it was still not enough in this.
In the training session that you saw, you were focusing a lot on pressing the ball down. Given that you've just said that this is a Roma team that doesn't score a lot of goals, how are you going to try and play against this pressing?
I think I will not speak too much about the details, but of course I need a good setup against this pressing. I think a lot of teams try different things. Hopefully I find the solution for my players, what is the best for us. But it makes no sense to speak too much about solutions today, because the opponent will also listen maybe to the press conference. But I expect a big fight, because if you have a lot of man pressing, I think we saw yesterday in the Champions League a game, Munich against Paris, and even Paris struggled with a strong one-to-man pressing, and this is what you have to understand, how you overplay this sometimes, and sometimes you have to lure the opponent and then you have to overplay it, and this is what we worked on it today in the training session. I think this is also the moment, the balance. Today it was a training session where we get a little bit more content into, because we cannot just recover, we have also to train on things, and tomorrow is the next game where we have to put next steps on it, and our idea how we want to play. But the most important key is that we go in a game and we understand how we have to play this game.
Danny, it's only a few years since Rangers were in the final of this competition. Can you remember watching those games on the run to Seville, especially the Leipzig game, which was a famous one here, and what would it mean to you to bring those kind of nights back to Rangers?
Yeah, I think I saw the video after the Leipzig game here at home. What a crazy atmosphere. I spoke with some players in the last couple of days from Leipzig, when they sent me a message, and they said always the atmosphere here was really, really special. Of course, I think this is also a part why I'm enjoying to be here now. it's the league to win games, but also have good European nights. And I think the last 3 games were not successful. And tomorrow we have the next chance against a good opponent. And this what is, try everything to take something tomorrow, put everything on. And we said this before, and I said this before. It's about try to get wins. I think at home everything is possible, but of course it's not just a wish. You have to work hard again in such a games, and if you can bring a lot of good things from the last 3 games together in one game in such a game, then there's still a chance. I believe always if you go with confidence and with an idea in a game, then you should be not too fear and not too scared about the name. It's 11 against 11. And if you do a lot of things right, then we have also some weapons, and we have to bring this on the pitch.
Dan, I think you said you're expecting a big fight tomorrow night. Is that one of the things maybe you're most happy about with the progression of the team? Because if you look at your 4 games in charge, there's been a big difference since the first match away in Bergen. Yeah,
I think my feeling at the moment is the group has more and more resilience at the moment. Even there are some setbacks during the game. It's not just that the team is dropping straight away from a performance. I think in every game now, if you want, it was the first home win, the equalizer. We come back, we were strong against Hibs to understand away, defend well as a group. And now, if you want, after 90 minutes, we come even with the red card through. Yeah, I think this is minimum the basics to do this. This is also something with confidence and with belief. But of course, in the long term, if you want, it's not just enough to have this resilience, because this should be always the basics to win games. And now it's about make next steps in ball possession, in our pressing, in finalization, in our box defending. And if you can bring this as soon as possible, then you will win more and more games, I'm convinced, because I see a lot of potential. I see a lot of players there at the moment growing up, and this is what we have to try. And yeah, for confidence, it's all about winning, because everyone helps to growing up in confidence.
Right, thanks for that, Fox. No a lot there, no even about the team or who's fit or everything. They want to go back here, just lads. They're sort of stuck a wee bit on Sunday, but listen, he conducts himself very well. Albert?
I mean, we're used to it. I mean, we get press conferences and we never get in about games. Or the next game, we never name it. But so we're used to it. He's nobody's fool, mate. He'll just slip into broken English when he doesn't really want to answer anything. When he does want to answer his perfect English, no. So he's no daft. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he knows the traps. That's the most important thing. He actually can see the traps coming. So none of these silly answers or stupid answers that Martin used to give and Clement used to give. It's crazy. I'd like the press conference to be to a lot shorter, mate. What do you really ask in a press conference? Who's fit? What do you think of the opposition? And basically that's it for the day, innit? Let's all go for a beer now. See the rest of the waffle, just nonsense, try to get clickbait. It's frustrating. It really is frustrating. But we've seen it for years, so that is what it is. But I know he handles himself well, mate.
Southside.
In the short time he's been here, he's handled himself pretty well with the press conferences. Still early days, and like you say, they don't ask much about the team. They heard earlier on, they asked maybe about Lyle Cameron and stuff, but you think they would spend more time in players and talk and ask about from players and mention the likes of Finlay, Curtis or Bizrami. Do you see them in your plans? Do you see them getting in the team? Who's fit? And whatever. It seems to be the same rhetoric. He gets asked quite a bit, but because of the way the thing went on Sunday with decisions for officials and stuff, and then the club coming out and making a statement and saying it's been unsatisfactory with the answers that they got back for the SFA, and then you look at who they appoint on Sunday. So I take it Patrick Stewart's conversation with Ollie Collin went well when you look at the officials we've got and who's on VAR for Sunday's game. But so far he's been good, Danny Rowe. But like you say, he can only answer what he's asked at the time. But hopefully going forward, they'll start to ask him more about the players and who's fit, who's available and whatnot, and talk about the game, and it'll not be about decisions made by officials.
For the people who don't know, Southside, have you got that name in front of me? I read it. I did read it earlier on. Don't got it in my hand. I can dig it out. Who the ref is on Sunday?
Oh, aye, thing me. McDermott, innit?
Oh, no,
Hammett called whoever was refereeing the game at Kilmarnock against Dame. It was him that was on VAR, and he called the referee to advise him that he should be getting a penalty kick. So we've got him, and I'm sure Clancy's involved on Sunday. I know Andrew Dallas was there on Sunday there on VAR, but Clancy's at Dens Park on Sunday. One's one of the VAR officials.
Yes. Get back to Danny Rowe. Smith, what's your initial thoughts and how you think he's handling the traps, as it's been called?
I think he's I think he's a very intelligent, sort of switched on cookie. He's a young guy. He's his fingers on the pulse. Obviously, the way social media is now and new media, you get all these guys that aren't really proper news channels, but they're in iBooks anyway, and they're getting a platform. He's wise to all that. And so he's able to differentiate between the two, and I think he's just a smart operator. And I've been sort of quietly impressed. And I've been quietly impressed how he's marshalled the assets he's got available on the pitch as well. He's not got a lot to play with, and he's trying to make the best of a bad bunch. And see how things develop. So it gives me optimism for the future. I think he's a guy that the club can work with going forward. But maybe there's others at the club that need to be moved on. And I'm not just talking about the playing squad.
Yeah, the problem I've got with some of the playing squad, mate, is based on what we've seen, mate, there's not going to be a stampede to take them. Now, people might say we've made a lot of mistakes, but some of the mistakes we've made, when we get to summer, there might be a lot of the players we're happy with on loan for a year, even though at the time you're not maybe that happy with it. All better.
Well, there's not going to be a stamp. Well, you're hoping there is. You're hoping that somebody out there has got fell well with the rain and looked at them and going, well, I think I could make them into a decent player. But it never seems to happen for us, does it? We're the ones that keep thinking we can turn players who have got limited ability into some sort of superstar. I don't know, mate. I don't know. What was your second part?
We'll be quite glad that some of the players are on loan.
Aye. Oh, that's a test and try before you buy, innit? I don't think most of them, apart from Cornelius, I don't think we could buy any of them anyway. Thank God. It's always a good thing. But as Kavanagh said in his last interview, that we've went a wee bit too heavy on the loan situation. But then you can look at you can flip that and look at the other way. Well, thank God we went too heavy on the loans, because if we actually assigned these players, you'd be spewing. You'd be absolutely spewing. This is the thing. People keep saying, "Oh, we need to spend money." You can buy diddies with a lot of money, mate. It's you're better sitting buying cheap diddies than expensive diddies. No, I mean, and that's the fact of life. You can, because you spend a lot of money on a player, doesn't mean he's going to be a good player. The modern game's proved that.
We'll go to our diddies experts outside.
Aye, more than the hun fees a waste.
I wasn't talking about that, I was talking about bad football players. Oh dear, aye. Look, we've got a big game, I'm all right. Europe. What do you think? But how we playing this, they're not an extravagant team, but they're going to be very comfortable in possession. They always are. And if they get chances, they will score goals, and then they'll be happy just to try and catch in the counter. That's the traditional way the Italians will play. We've not reached any real form yet, but you've just got a wee bit more optimism that we can get a wee bit more energy out of our team. Smurf, because Danny Rose came in, and we've seen it. The second half on Sunday was a case in point, the way that he rallied the troops and got them organised with 10 men out of the piece. Yeah, it was glorious failure, and we never won the game. We know that, but I'm only critiquing the second half. So it gives us a wee bit of room for optimism, but I don't think we're getting in as favourites, if we're honest, Smurf.
No, we're no. It's we're going to set up difficult to beat, and obviously, I think we might be at home. You're expecting Rangers to be in the front foot, attack, and I think if we can play or aim to play the majority of the game in the opposition half, then that will bode well. But again, there is an optimism because, you know, Danny Rose got them energised. He's sort of he's had a positive impact, and I'm just hoping that they can take the negativity out of the game at the weekend and build on the positives, which were that maybe 20-30 minute spell with 10 men when we looked like the team in the ascendancy and we're dominating the game, and if we can build on that in this game, hopefully we get something out of it. But we're no favourites. Roma will be heavy favourites, but even if we should always be looking to win, but a narrow win would be a great result for us. Aye.
Listen, we're a difficult test. We're a good team, and we don't think we're there yet, Alberta.
It'd be a difficult test, but the way, if I was Rule, the way I'd be selling it to the players, and I know, and I'm not saying it's we don't want to win, we do want to win, but I was selling to the players saying, as far as pressure's concerned, it's a free hit freeze. There isn't any pressures on you here, none whatsoever. You're not expected to win this game. Nobody's giving you any chance of winning this game. And even if we don't win this game, it doesn't really matter that much because it's not looking good in Europe anyway. So it's a free. So I'd be saying to them, it's a free hit fee. Go out there and enjoy yourself. Let's go out there and prove to the crowd you've got some. Show them something. Don't be fit. Don't be afraid. Don't think there's any pressure on you whatsoever. Just get the shackles off and off you go, and let's see what you can do. Let's entertain the crowd. Let's show them that there is something about you and you do want to be here. That's what I'd be saying to them. Instead of, we need to win this game, everything's on this game, and the pressure. I mean, the pressure was on Sunday. Let's be honest with you. They get in the first half, they get caught in the headlights, and then they started coming into the game in the second half. So I'd be saying to them this time, look, just go for it. Do in the first half what you done in the second half of the game on Sunday, and then carry it on into the second half of this game. So it's a free hit as far as I'm concerned, pressure-wise. But you do want to win the game, no? I mean, let's be honest, you do want to win it. But well, they're a good. I mean, I've not seen much of them, but I'm assuming it's an Italian team and they're sitting fourth in the league, and they'll be a good outfit. They'll have quality in their team. They always do. Italians, they always have quality in their team. That's what we're lacking, quality. Anyway, it's a free hit. Go for it.
Yeah, I get it, mate. We can continue with, well, apart from Sunday, mate, we continue a sort of a positive vein under Danny Rowe if we could get a victory tomorrow night Southside to take to his part on Sunday, which is arguably in some respects a bigger game, but we'd like to win the two games, mate, if we're honest.
You've got to try and win your home games at Ibrox. And then Roma's been a bit indifferent, I think, in this Europa League. Lille beat them 1-0 when Roma were at home just a few weeks ago there, which surprised me because Rangers are actually, I took them the other night, 72 we were to win at Ibrox tomorrow night, 72. And I know Roma's got a few players out injured. But listen, we've got to go and try and win the game at Ibrox. We're at home. It's cost a lot of money. They was back in again the other day and taking money out of all our accounts for the next European game. We're paying a hefty price in this Europa League campaign to go and watch a game of football at Ibrox under how the club priced it. And it's down to us, it's down to them to go out and try and put on a performance. And it'll be a decent team, it'll be a hard game, and you can imagine how it will go. They'll sit in at times and they might just come out and have a go at us, but it'll be hard to break down probably. But it's down to us to try and go and get 3 points on this board and try and kickstart our European campaign. And it's 5 games left, and we've got to try and get some more points on the board, see if we can qualify. We can still qualify out of this, regardless. So we need to start tomorrow night with 3 points, and then obviously we go to Dens Park on Sunday. And we need to keep the league campaign going. And we need to try and keep climbing that table and ticking off the wins. So that's where we're at the moment, Oaks, and that's what we need to do.
Smurf.
Aye, I'd just echo that. It's a game at a time. There's no two ways about it. It pains me to say it, particularly in the league. Right now, we're fighting. We're in a fight for third place. That's how poor things are, how bad things are, and yeah, we should never be in that position. But that's the position we find ourselves in, and a new manager, new impetus, and we've made some decent strides forward. You know, a couple of routine wins, and a long may continue. 3 hit, as Albert says, and then we've got to start ticking off wins, starting with Dens Park on the weekend, you know.
Aye, that's what it's all about. We've got to get back to the league game, although this is the gravy. But it matters on Thursday night, like I say, it's costing us a lot of money to go to Ibrox, Oaks, as you know. So it's time to start gaining something to cheer at Ibrox.
Aye. It's getting close to just in tickets, mate. Domestically, you're talking about $1,000, yeah, for people to watch the games at Ibrox, yeah. It's becoming people have decisions to make, and I sympathise with anybody who's got that call to make. You know, it's no cheap, mate. I just think that the package was slightly overpriced, and I'm talking about, you know, sometimes there's smoke mirrors. A £5, I know that if you've got 4 tickets, maybe it's 20 quid you've got to think, and it's during the week and you've got to get there at A, B, and C. I just think the package was slightly overpriced for the supporters, I think, who deserved a break. In fact, I actually think, Albert, if they were slightly cheaper, the club would have got their money, if that makes sense.
Possibly, mate. Possibly. Like a fool about the package, you know what I mean? I swore I'd never do it again.
But there's no fool, an old fool.
Oh, aye. I swore I'd never do it again. And we're getting to the stage where the reason you don't do it is going to be obvious if we don't win this game. It's one of these for the supporters I'm talking about. But we have the situation where we blamed everybody who should have been blamed, and we're still sitting where we are. We've now got, I hope, a decent manager now who knows what he's doing, and he can mould this into some sort of force. Whether it's good enough to win anything, or whether it's good enough to climb up the league, or whether it's good enough to qualify into the next round of Europe, well, that remains to be seen. At the moment, it's just not looking good, put it that way. Because the old failing's there, mate. If we don't score and we don't keep goals out.
Aye. But by the way, one of the things that pleased me for the press conference takes us to Southside. Southside, I'll say it how I seen it or heard it. Southside hammered John Sutter. We've had a geometry. The manager said we're struggling in both boxes. He's saying the failings we're seeing. Southside.
Aye, he is. Because up front at the moment we've got two strikers that are not hitting they're not getting many chances, but when they've had the odd chance here and there, I know Majowski's managed to get a couple of goals, and I know Chimiti's got one, but Majowski's missed a couple of sitters. But and then in defence at the moment, you look at the goals we're losing. Even on Sunday, the first goal we lose, pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And I said earlier, Smith, I don't know if you heard this, but big Sutter, man, honestly, miles off it. I wouldn't be offering him a contract at all. When you're getting out jumped with players on Sunday all over the park, I just find that incredible. And I know players can have a bad game, but listen, he can have a bad game, but his passing's terrible, his position's terrible, and he's not winning, he's no dominant in the area or in the box. We've got a boy Fernandez we paid £3.5 million for, and he's not had a snifter. He's come on there against Hibs when we've had an injury and stuff, and maybe it's time to have a look at him and get him on the park to see if he can do a job. But then that's down to the manager, and the manager will decide that. But the way it is at the moment, we're struggling, like Hawk said there, we're struggling, and the manager's alluded to it, that we're struggling in both boxes, and we can't deny it.
It's horrendous. We can all see it, and I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. We've got to manage this to the end of the season, and then at the end of the season, that'll be the second window between now and then. And I think people will be wanting to see huge changes, and I don't think there can be, because we're limited, like all clubs are, by FFP stuff, and our entire defence needs replaced. We need surgery all over the pitch, and I don't see how we can do it in 2 windows. I don't see how we can do it in 3. It's a 4 or 5 window strategy. It's got to be, because of the FFP stuff.
Work before the summer might take 2 windows, mate. That's what Fairwell's done to us, mate.
Well, you're not wrong there. I mean, the reality is, right, see, next year in Europe, we're looking at what's that? It's not a competition. That a Foley. What's the new tournament in Europe? What do they call it? The Conference League. Guy. That's where we are looking at in Europe now. You know, we're looking at, and rightly so. That's the levels we've dropped to. We're at best a Conference League team in Europe. It's a travesty, and you've got a man there who's a multi-billionaire who's invested in the club. He's not a mug, and you'd like to think he's making moves behind the scenes to relieve people of their, thank them for their efforts and move them on, because that squad is, I mean, there isn't a squad. You look at the starters we've got, the guys that are on loan, the guys that have come in to be starters that are on loan, that don't even get a look in now. There's major surgery. Half that first team squad's on loan, and thankfully, and they all need to be going. Tav's out of contract. You've got Sophie Suter. He's out of contract, thankfully. You've got the boy we brought in from Milan last year, the boy for Peterborough. That's the only 2 centre-halves at the club. You've got, and at right back, you've got Sterling, who's injured, obviously. So that's it. That's what you're getting into next season with. Assuming Taft doesn't get offered a new deal. And to be honest, the state of the club, I wouldn't be surprised if it was offered a 1-year extension.
Aye. I get it, mate. So, again, if you were sitting down and if Andrew Kavanagh speaking to other people, they'll say, where's your strategy? What have you done? Where's your because you're thinking you're going to. I mean, my first signing, before we talk about tomorrow night's team, my first signing would be a centre half. And I'm not saying that's all we need, but that would be my first signing because we have not got any centre halves. The boy Fernandez, the boy in Salah, nobody's gave him a sniff. We know that he was wrong. He looked at the same stage playing his game at times as Chimeti did. He's not getting a sniff. They were just paying wages or disappearing up in smoke. You know, Souters, when you give Souter a contract, I'm in the south side camp. So my first signing would be a centre half. And I'm not denying we need strikers and midfield players. It's frightening. It's frightening what's been done in one Monday and how far we've been back. We're very honest about it, Albert particularly. But we have to look forward as well. Right, I'm going to put you on the spot now. Bring Albert in if he wants to chip in, but as soon as Albert's finished south side, I want your team tomorrow night. Okay, Albert.
You want my team?
Aye. Oh,
right.
What you're thinking.
Right. Kelly, Aarons, no. Butland, Tav, the usual back. Well, no, the four. You'll go three at the back. The same three. De Jigger, Souter, and Cornelius. Magoma and Tavernier in the wide areas. Raskin and Diomande in the middle. Up front, I think he'll go with Miowski and Ant-Man and Cameron. No, Ant-Man, sorry. Gasman, Miowski and Cameron.
It's going to be interesting when we try and make
12.
this 6. Yeah.
That 12 I've picked there.
Aye, well, we might need 12 tomorrow night.
I've got a couple more I want to play. I know. Maybe just round that up at 14.
Well, then who you take that?
I'll probably take Cameron out.
Ant-Man's been a disappointment so far. Don't want to judge him on Sunday. Difficult will come on in these circumstances. I get it, Southside, but we need more for him.
Ant-Man. Aye, you do. And I'd like to think, going forward, the manager who's just in the door and sort of juggling it about a bit will get him. Listen, he came with good sort of stats and good assists. He's quick. I've seen wee flashes of what he can do, but it needs to be more consistent, and he hasn't started many under the new manager recently. So you'd be hoping. I think he possibly will start. But then again, if stats are stats and people think Mikey Moore's meant to start games and all that, then that might happen. But I think Ant-Man does need to try and get a wee run of games. Like all wingers, they can be inconsistent at times, Ox, and they blow a wee bit hot and cold at times, apart from Brian Laudrup, until his last season at Rangers, where he was shocking. But apart from that, we need to get more out Ant-Man and get him firing. A lot of the players. And I'll tell you now, Nico Raskin and Diomande better take a look at themselves. Because some of this support have got Raskin further up than what he should be. And he's never near it either.
Non-existent first half.
No, exactly. And they two, more than any two, and Souter and Tav, they're experienced players at our club. And they know what it is to play against that mob. And they know what it means in a semi-final. You can maybe make excuses possibly for one or two others who are just in the club now, maybe finding their feet and stuff like that, but you're just giving them an excuse. But these players, Tav and Diamande and Raskin, everybody was happy. They're all criticising the manager for dropping them, and rightly so. For whatever reason they got dropped and they carry on it went before. But he's miles off it and all. Sometimes he plays for himself. And I know he picked up a booking on Sunday. Then he got involved in things he shouldn't be getting involved in because it was affecting his performance. So he has to take a long look at himself and either get back to standards or get him back on the bench and bring a player in, if it is a Lyle Cameron or a Bizrami or a Connor Barron who has got less ability than a Nico Raskin. And Nico Raskin on his game is a really, really good player. But at the moment, he's not doing it. And you'll not get criticised, because this office support will not criticise him. You know, they'll pick on Jimmy, they'll pick on, I picked on Suter the night, and I think rightly so. But other players will get picked on and get slaughtered. But for some reason, Nico Raskin gets away with it. And it's not good enough. So he needs to start performing, and Diamandi. And if Diamandi doesn't start in the next 2 games, whether it be Europe or the league game, I think he's back now for his suspension. But if he doesn't start, it wouldn't surprise me, because his performances have been honking, the two of them recently, honking.
Non-existent, first top, the two of them, if I'm honest. Right, so your team south side before we go to Smurf, what's your rationale, mate, as well?
Team. It'll be Butland. I think he'll probably go with a back 3. Suter will probably start. I wouldn't start him, but he probably will. I'll stick with Giga.
That you wouldn't start him ever again.
Oh, he scunnered me, mate. Honestly, for a guy who's been at your club for the length of time, and I know you can have a bad game, but come on, you're getting out jumped with just about every one of their players over that park. No way. No, I'm not accepting that. And I've seen a comment, people saying, "Oh, he was covering for Giga and all that," and no, he wasn't covering for Giga. He was playing centre of defence, and he was honking, completely honking. But I think Giga will probably start. I think Suter will start, and I would probably think Cornelius will start as a back 3. I think he'll stick with McGoma out wide, and probably have, I would imagine, the midfield's the issue. Players that shouldn't really be getting started will start probably, like Raskin and Diamandi. I think will come back in, and it's who he plays next to him. I'm unsure. I'm not so keen on playing Asgard. I think he deserves to get put on the bench. I'd bring in something fresh. I would probably be Rothwell or Lyle Cameron. I think it'd be one of the two. I think I would try and.
Would you not think of Barron in there, mate? He's back.
Well, we don't have but is Raskin or Diamandi going to date as a number 8? That's the problem. We don't have a proper number 6. That is our issue. We don't have a ball-playing, dominant player that can go in there and dictate a game of football.
And that's what we thought we were getting with Rothwell before we hear him all in a minute.
Well, the way we were led to believe when they said he was going to be the number 6, aye. But if you watched Leeds at times when he came on, he played as an 8, and any former player that you've heard talk about him said he's an 8, Rothwell, and he's been miles off it. Even when he came on Sunday, he was miles off it, and he's not been part of Danny Roll's sort of starting 11. So you look at it and who's been starting, and you're saying, well, it'd probably be Diamandi, it's probably Raskin, it's probably Asgard. But when you look at the 3 on Sunday, the 3 why they started that first half, none of them deserve to start. But you have to depend on one or two of them, because other players you might have wanted to change aren't in the squad. He's got to work with the squad that the manager picked. So Raskin will play, Diamandi will play, and it'll probably be Asgard, but I would change it and maybe play Conor Barron. I would probably be a shout to come in. Up front, I would probably just stick with the gas man on the left, get him starting on the left. I would go with Ant-Man, but Mikey Moore, because he come on and done no bad on Sunday, and if there's a thing he might start, but I would go with Ant-Man, Gasman, and I would stick with Chimiti. And I'd only stick with him because he's big, he's got a physical presence, and we've got to try and play him into some type of forum.
I think you've done the classic. I think you've ended up with 12 players as well, mate.
No, well, we might as well start with 12. We were playing against 12 anyway on Sunday, weren't we?
Good point.
The new trend, mate. The new trend. Look, the back 3, I think you might go with that, and so then you'll get Tav and McComa, Barron, Raskin, and another. So you're playing them Diamandi in there, and Asgard, wow, what a selection on form at the moment. Yeah, and then you've got two up front because your wood's coming for the two wing-backs. So you're playing with two up front. Is it Danilo with one up top? Or do you go with give the gas man a free roll and stick with another one up top? That'd be interesting. Do you play Majowski and hope you get the performance he made in his debut when he shows willing and he works hard? I've seen that at all for him since that particular game, mate. Something no adding up. You know, so there's problems and there's dilemmas all over the park, Smurf.
Aye, there's it's unbalanced because we don't have enough midfielders. Me and Albert had a bit of a tete-a-tete the other night when he was saying we need, our priority was midfield, and I was in the same camp as you, but I was saying centre off. But the actual fact is there's no spine to the team, so you're robbing Peter Paul over the pitch. Anyway, my team would be Butland, a back three, a Tav on the right. I'm dropping Giga. In fact, I'm sending him back to Wolves, really, if I was being honest. My back three is Tav, Suter and Cornelius. And then get into midfield, so it'd be midfield four, Magoma on the left, I'd have Ant-Man on the right, and I'd have what do you call Diamandi and Braskin in the middle, and then a front three, Gasman. Probably going to go with Danilo, but maybe after right, and then through the middle. Yeah, I'm going to go with Majowski. I think we'll be under a cosh, and I think that Majowski is great running onto a ball rather than being a target man. You know, that's the thing where he was breaking away, get a lot of goals against the Old Firm because there was a lot of balls over the top and in behind, and I think running onto a ball suit his game better, you know, like that counter-attacking football sort of thing. So that's my rationale with that.
Right, mate, last word for your good self, Smurf.
Aye, onwards and upwards, and aye, thanks for having me on, and let's no doubt speak tomorrow.
I hope no. No, only because it might be positive, Smurf, if that makes sense, yeah? Because people only so happy to speak when it's
I
positive.
didn't take it the wrong way. I didn't mean
that as how it sounded. Yeah, I hope we're all buzzing because we've had a great performance, yeah? You know?
Absolutely.
Aye, I didn't come across too well, but you get my point. Right, cheers, Smurf. Albert.
Good to be on with Smurf. Nice to hear from him. Always got good points. Also good to be on with Batman and Robin. And I hope we win tomorrow night, mate. I hope we get a performance and win tomorrow night because we desperately need a lift. Let's lift the team, lift the support, I should say. So, aye, onward and upward as we keep on saying. We never seem to get upward, but let's hope we do it tomorrow night.
But what are you, Southside?
I'll go Batman.
I've been called Robin before.
Aye. No, looking forward to tomorrow night, going to the game with Albert. I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about on the way down and the way home. And it was good to hear Smurf on the night. Give a shout out to all the troops on the YouTube channel for joining in the night and participating in the show. Like to thank them and all. But we need to get back to winning, mate. We need to get back to get some points on this board in Europe. And I don't care how we do it tomorrow night. I'd take points of our performance. Just get the 3 points in the bag. And then we can see where it takes us later on when we play the next game in Europe, which will be away. But that's what it's about. And then obviously we need to get back to winning in the league on Sunday. And then we go for this stupid break again. So we've got 2 games coming up and we'd like to get 2 victories. Thoroughly enjoyed the night. It's good to be on with Albert and your good self. So onwards and upwards, mate. Only one team and one crown.
Cheers, mate. Thanks to Smurf for joining us. Thanks to Albert and Southside for doing the show. Fox and All School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night at 6:45. Oh, wait a minute, let me make sure I get 6:45 as we build up to Rangers at home in the Europa League. No, wait a minute, it's an 8 o'clock kick-off, isn't it? I'm saying 6. 8 o'clock. Let me just get it.
Aye. Aye.
Right, 8 o'clock.
Aye.
Aye. So we'll be back at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, building up to hopefully a Rangers victory tomorrow night at Ibrox. Let me just get it right. Yeah, just make sure. Yeah, at 8 o'clock, I had to check it out. 7 o'clock tomorrow night as we build up hopefully a Rangers victory under Danny Rowe in the Europa League and put this bad run of Russell Martin's legacy to bed in Europe. Thanks for listening. Thanks to everybody for taking part. Speak to you all soon. Take it away. All School Blue.